if you can make your own house, one room in your house, into your own private cave, in summer you can put on the AC, and in winter you can cover yourself with a blanket. So you have your own cave. Nobody is going to spray, and nobody is going to come and disturb you, and nobody is going to come and say, oh, you should join this ashram and become a member and so on. You're free. So if you find a place like that, then you can start your practice. Now, there are two parts to the practice. One is, I'm saying from my experience of whatever I practice. I'm not going to initiate anybody now into Kriya Yoga, nothing like that. I'm just giving you a general understanding of the practice. Not only general, but a practical understanding. Now, what I should keep in mind is that there are several people who think in different ways. There are some people who would like to conceive of that supreme energy as a God with a form. Okay, fine. So I'll have to deal with this one by one. And then there are others who would like to think of it as an energy, which is, in her language, Shunya, and so on. So, different ways of looking at it. There are very good people who are Christians who would like to think of the manifestation of supreme energy as Jesus Christ. Okay, no harm. And among the Hindus, there are people who like to think, here we have 33 crores gods. You might want to think of God as Devi or Shakti or Ganesh, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is there are different modes or different ways in which people look at divinity. And some think of it as an all-pervading supreme reality, Brahman. Okay. So there are two things here. One is, you can't say that this is all-pervading, unconditioned, free, and if I think about it, I'll reach there. Not possible. Yeah, you should think about it, of course. But you need to find out some way. Yesterday we were talking about dharana, dhyana and samadhi, the three last parts of Ashtanga Yoga. So you need to figure out how to actually fix your attention on this, not just say that. It's actually very dangerous to keep saying, I am the Brahman. The ego becomes very strong. You need to say, I am not this, but maybe when everything ends, there is the Brahman. That is a better way of saying it. If I say, I am the Brahman, I don't even bend my head. Not a good idea. Humility is essential. Affection is essential. Fellow human beings should be given value. And so, anyway. So, first thing I would suggest is set apart some time in your daily routine where you can actually sit by yourself and practice. This is very important. I know there are some people who think that to sit and try to meditate itself is a conditioning and so on. Forget that. Put it on your bookshelf. But you need to have some time to sit down. You need to have a fixed time if possible, because everything comes through habit. You should break a habit, but that comes later. But But you need to develop something to break it, right? Somebody is a classical dancer, and people say, oh, she's wonderful, how nicely she innovates. But to innovate, she should know first what classical dance is. Simply if I go on the stage and do this, that is not an innovation. Right? So therefore, some structure is necessary to start with, at least, before you break the structures. So to start. So first, from my experience, fix a time. And don't budge from that time. Don't say, oh, this morning, no, that's the time I have to take the dog out for a walk. Now change your timing for the dog or change your time for meditation. One of these. So, I also have dogs, I take them for a walk, it doesn't mean anything. So, fix your attention, fix a time, earlier the better. Earlier in the morning, better, because things haven't started yet except that the birds are out, which is nice. When you meditate and when you hear the birds chirping, don't try to cut them off. They're part of the whole thing. You and they are not so different. Except that the early bird gets the first worm, you know that? And the child asked the teacher, but who asked the worm to get up so early? So get up early in the morning is a very good time to sit down. Beautiful time. When everything is still quiet and the energies are still not been dissipated by activities, right? So find the time. I'm not saying you should wake up at 3 o'clock and sit, but according to tradition, Brahma Muhurta, a beautiful time for meditation, starts at 3:30. Don't try that, because you go to the office and sleep. So let's have a reasonable time, some time when the day is slowly emerging from the night, that kind of time. And choose a place where there's not much noise, not much disturbance. You tell your relatives, please, I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. Don't disturb me. Let me sit down. And then, for those who seriously want to meditate, I suggest that you have a set of clothes which you use only for your meditation. The reason is, whatever you wear carries your traces in it. And whatever you do wearing a set of clothes, the clothes also carry a trace of what your mind or your actions. Like if if you're somebody who works in a mechanical shop, machine shop, you have your overalls, and then you don't wear them and sit for meditation. When you sit, you would feel like, you know what I mean? It's all associated. Whether it's vibration or association, we won't go into that, but it is. So therefore, have a clean set of clothes. They need not be fashionable. Nobody is going to come in and see. So have something comfortable, important. It's so difficult to wear tight jeans and sit, especially if you want to sit cross-legged. It's going to be very difficult. So wear something comfortable. I'm nothing against jeans. You can wear them on other times, but okay. So then, and let it be clean. Cleanliness is important. Point one, get up in the morning a little earlier than before. Have a set of clothes. And these are not the most important points, but if you start, if you are a beginner, they help. If not, it's okay. And then have an asana. When you say asana, a seat. It could be a rug, a small carpet, rug, or anything you like, but keep it to yourself and don't let somebody else use it. Don't let the dog sit on it, or you know what I mean, or things like that. When you use it and then you roll it up and put it away. Okay? So this is very simple. These are things we can manage. I'm sure they're very simple. Right? And then, as I said, find a place where nobody disturbs you much. Having settled all this, now sit down and decide in which way or in which form or in the formless or what way you would like to, in what mode would you like to get in touch with that energy inside you. Once you have decided on that, then the first thing you should do to start with is to actually bow down. There's nothing wrong in bowing down. You're not bowing down to anybody, okay? You're bowing down to the thin air. So bow down, because some people, I don't want to bow down to anybody. Okay, fine. There's nobody in the room. So bow down. Touch your forehead to the ground. Ground it properly. And first, be thankful to your existence on this earth. That you have food, you have clothes, you have a place to stay, and you have a family, or you don't have a family. Both are good. Now, if you say thank you that I don't have a family, I'm free, or you can say thank you, I have an understanding family. Either way. And then what I mean is be thankful for this earth, to this earth for providing everything that you have. It's important. So bow down first and say that. Touch your forehead to the ground and say, you don't have to use Sanskrit, you can say thank you, no problem. God is a linguist. Okay, then, otherwise it would be unfair, right? If the Chinese bow down and say Chinese, he should be able to understand. So anyway, so then after bowing down, Straighten up and sit in a comfortable position. Now here, when you say comfortable position, for different people, different postures are comfortable. For me, to sit cross-legged is comfortable. Traditionally, according to Yoga Shastra, cross-legged position is very good for meditation. There are many reasons for that. We may not go into everything, but I can say that it is something to do with your energy channels in your system, which are called Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. And sitting cross-legged helps to adjust the energy levels, the prana and apana that flows through the nadis, which are called the channels inside. So it's nice to sit, but be perfectly balanced and erect. When you say erect, you don't have to be tense like that, but just don't slack. Don't just, kind of sit as if you're sick. Sit properly, alert, but relaxed and comfortable. Well, if you can't sit cross-legged, sit in a chair. What can you do? Doesn't matter. Sit in a chair. At least keep one foot up if possible, like Dakshinamurti. And then the posture is over now. Now, while sitting in the posture, we have different methods of meditation in which the body has to be tensed a little bit before it can be allowed to relax. If you don't tense it, there's no way you can relax it. So we do something called Mahamudra. You don't have to worry about that. All you do is, suppose you're sitting cross-legged, bend down and holding your hands on your knees, try to touch the floor with your head, with your forehead. Hold it there and then straighten up again. Do this a couple of times so that your whole system is kind of nicely stretched. And then come back to normal. If you do 3-4 times of this bending down, you will realize that when you sit down, then you're more relaxed. The relief of not bending and sitting, and then sit in a comfortable posture. Now, there is a very simple way of bringing your mind from outward distractions and turning it inside.